This is a continuation of my video series on Crouton. In this video, I will discuss how to add new ways to organize the meetings in your meeting lists. As you have seen in the previous videos, the Crouton table is normally organized by day and time. Depending on the way Crouton is configured, the table may also be organized by distance from the user or by city. If you have an embedded map, this can also be thought of as a way to organize the meetings in the list. And you can switch between these different ways to organize by clicking on these buttons in the header. But what if we want to organize the meetings based on another property? What if we wanted to organize the meetings not by city, but by neighborhood or borough or county? What if we wanted to organize by language or common need? Let's look again at the meeting table when meetings are grouped by city. Each city has a headline in the table, and all the meetings in that city are listed under it. When I click on the headline, the meetings under that headline disappear, the heading closes. When I click again, the heading opens, the meetings are visible again. Suppose we want to start in a state where all the headings are closed so that the user sees only a list of cities, and he clicks on the city he's interested in to view the meetings there. Can I set up Crouton to do that? Crouton is actually extremely flexible in offering ways to organize meetings. These will be the focus of this video. When we are dealing only with the city or distance buttons, the easiest way to control them is the checkboxes in Crouton's admin page. We find them here under the UI tab. You can of course override these values in the shortcode. Check the documentation for more information. Let's start with an example. Let's say I want to display the meeting list not for the entire German region, but just for the Berlin area. Obviously, in this case, grouping by city is useless. Everything is in Berlin. Instead, I want to group by the district in the city. I'll change this in the Crouton admin page, switching the service body from the German region to the Berlin area. Since we don't want to group by cities, I will go to the UI tab and turn off that button. We need to save these changes so that they take effect. Okay, now back to the shortcode. These attributes here are saying, I want to calculate the distance to every meeting, but I don't want to filter the meetings based on what's visible in the map. They were discussed in the previous video. To create the new grouping, I add the attribute grouping underscore buttons and set it equal to stat tile. That's German for city section, :location underscore city underscore subsection. The first part of the attribute is the label that identifies the button. This last part is the BMLT field name as defined in your BMLT server. After I save the shortcode, I can refresh the page. As you can see, the new button is there, and when I click it, the table shows the meetings organized by district. What if I want the groupings to start off closed? That's simple. All I do is add :closed to the attribute. And there you have it. It's usual when defining such a view to want it to be your default view. We can do that by adding the view underscore by attribute to the shortcode. The value can be either the button label or the field name. Now we start off with the table organized by district and with all headings closed. Configuring Crouton to group meetings by some format, such as the language spoken at the meeting, is just as easy as grouping by some field. But you need first to understand the BMLT concept of format types. The concept of format used by BMLT is quite broad. Formats can be used to indicate everything from the language spoken, to whether the meeting is open, to non-addicts, to whether or not the just for today is read. To give this some structure, formats can be grouped by their type, and each type is identified by a key. The keys for the types that are relevant to our use cases are lang, indicating the language spoken, o, indicating whether the meeting is open or closed, and FC3, indicating the meeting is a common needs meeting. We can use the format type key in the same way we use the field name when grouping by a non-standard field. Let's return to our shortcode, and this time add the attribute format type underscore grouping underscore buttons and set it equal to language :lang. It's also possible to add a second button by using a comma to separate them. Let's add common needs, FC3. We need to enclose the value in quotes because of the space. Here are the buttons, and as you can see, clicking on them brings up the desired table. This sort of organization is a good way to emphasize the diversity of our fellowship. I would like to end this video with a reminder that if you have questions or need help using Crouton or anything else in the BMLT toolbox, please contact us either through our Facebook group or by writing to help@bmlt.app. Thanks for watching. Have a great 24.